All right. Where's my cup? Hope everybody's having a good off day, a well deserved off day, man. After playing 13 straight games, 13 straight games, man. It felt longer than that, man. The way this team is playing every day feels longer than it's supposed to be. But, with that being said, we're going into a tough series versus Atlanta tomorrow. Uh, I think Boston lost today, which is a good thing. Let me double check that because Boston's right behind us, man, and they man, by the end of this weekend, we could be in third place in the AL East. That's the harsh reality, right? The title of the show today is the harsh reality. Maybe this team isn't as good as we thought, right? Or for me at least, it isn't as good as I thought. Um, sometimes you just gotta face the facts, man. This offense is absolute just in zombie mode, man. This offense is anemic. And I'm not sure, right? Obviously, if we get Judge back, Cody Bellinger and these guys, it should give this offense a jolt, the jolt that it probably needs. But in reality, man, when you think about it, outside of Luis Garcia and Elliot Ramos, even if we bring all these guys back that you see right there, I mean, we're pretty much back to square one. We're back to where we were last year. Outside of obviously Elliot Ramos and Luis Garcia. Is it good enough, right? Even with Judge back and everything, is this team good enough? And that's the big question. I think that it's a non-zero chance. I think that, I've crazier things have happened. Look at the Red Sox right now. The Red Sox remind me of the Blue Jays last year, right? The Blue Jays came out of nowhere last year. It's almost like, man, it's the same story, right? Just different teams. And this year we got the Rays in the mix. But last year, the Yankees blew a double-digit lead over the Blue Jays. They just caught fire. They swept us in a 4-game series in Toronto last year, and that was like the start of their surge. From there, they just never looked back. And it's the same thing this year with the Yankees, man. We went into Boston and got swept that 4-game series, and for some reason, that team turned around. Ever since that point, they never looked back, man. And same thing this year. So, like, it's tough, man. It's tough because as a fan, you want to believe that you have especially Yankee fans, but we want to believe that we have a serious, legit shot. And I think we do have a shot, but I think this is the first year, right? I think this is the first time that I really feel like, man, like the Yankees say, they always say that the playoffs is a crapshoot. And me personally, look, and this is just me, I do feel like this year is going to be a crapshoot, It's going to be a crapshoot. All you can hope for really is that this team catches fire somehow at the right time and just starts freaking rolling, It starts rolling. And the reason I say that, man, is because what we've seen from this team, do you really think that one man in Aaron Judge, obviously in this case we're talking about three, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Cody Bellinger, with all three of them back in the lineup, does it really change much, man? That's what I've been asking myself. I think that this team does have a shot. It's a long shot, but this team does have a shot. But they got to get their act together, like, now, right? We got, 52 games or something like that left? They really need to get it together, like, ASAP. ASAP. They got to get it together. And we'll see. We'll see. There's nothing that they've shown me that suggests that they will, you know? Nothing they show me that suggests that they will, especially when you got guys like Ben Rice, man. He's been ice cold lately. He's been ice cold. Obviously, the numbers overall on the year still good, but I don't know. He's got to wake up. He's got to wake up at some point because his average is dropping like a rock. Let me change this right here. And he's a big part of this lineup right now, especially with Judge out of the lineup. He's a big part of the lineup, and it seems like to me, man, the pitchers, they changed their approach to him. Like, they don't give him any fastballs in the zone anymore. You notice that? They do not pitch any fastballs in the zone to Ben Rice. If they're throwing a fastball, it's up and in, like really tight, or away, trying to hope that he chases, or they just give him breaking pitches low in the zone or out of the zone and hope he chases. That's why he's been getting a lot of walks lately because they're not gonna just pitch to him, and that's why it's so important that whoever it is behind him, which is right now is Luis Garcia, whoever's behind him, man, has to hit. I don't know why Trent Grisham just popped out of nowhere. Oh, Stephen B pulled up Trent Grisham. Yeah, they like whoever's behind Ben Rice has to hit. If not, they're not gonna pitch to him. They're not gonna pitch to him. I'm gonna turn that off, man. The stat stuff. Yeah, man. But this team, man, let me tell you, it's gonna be tough. Look, it's not impossible. Obviously, it's still possible. And as 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 much of a Debbie Downer as I sound right now, we're still in second place, and we're in arm's reach of first place. But the way this offense has been playing, man, like, man, if it wasn't for this pitching staff, if it wasn't for our pitchers, our pitching, my goodness, man, we'd be down there with the Blue Jays right now, fighting for last place. Because it's been that bad, guys. It's really been that bad. Since Judge went on the IL, we've literally been 500. We've played 500 baseball right on the dot. You know, we gotta yeah, they get we treading water right now. And the whole thing when Judge got hurt, honestly, my opinion was, look, all the Yankees got to do is play 500 ball and we'll be fine. But that was because the Boston Red Sox were like 14 games behind us. I didn't think that they would surge like this and just turn it around. And they have. Now it's like, oh no, that's not gonna cut it. Like, you gotta play better. You gotta play better. Even if Judge is not here, by the time Judge comes back, if he comes back, knock on wood, by the time he comes back, we might be scraping for a wild card spot. And that is not the position that you want to be in. Especially, we know that this Yankees team throughout the years, especially during the Boone era, if we don't have home field advantage in a playoff series, we tend to not win. Yeah, we don't want to go into a wild card game not having home field advantage. Definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Let me fix something here, man, real quick. Oh man, then I'll say what's up to the chat. Chat. All right. I turned off the stat stuff, man, for now. Let me say what's up to the chat here real quick. Stephen B, what's up, man? Says what's up. Katie says she's saying hi to Steve. Yeah, man. NYYJ, what's up, man? Feast or famine? This team is feast or famine, all them guys. Yep. 5.1 runs with Judge and 3.9 without him. And honestly, even the 3.9, even the 5.1, the Yankees, even with Judge, look, I'm gonna keep it real. Even with Judge, his offense wasn't that great, guys. It just wasn't. The reason why the run differential and the average runs per game is so high is because we tend to have blowout games. We'll go 6 games scoring 2 runs a pop, and then all of a sudden just put up a 15 spot on the scoreboard. The run differential, man, that thing is skewed. It is not. You can't really gauge a team by that. We saw that last year. Right? How last year we came in second place in our division and our run differential was way better than the Blue Jays. You can't go by that really. The average runs per game, even when Judge, look, man, like, don't get me wrong, Judge makes a huge difference. But even when Judge was there, this offense was terrible, man. Like, let's keep it all the way real, right? Last year in the playoffs, the offense was awful, right? Outside of Judge. The year before that, 2024, I get it. We made it to the World Series, and that was great and everything. And Big G was a huge part of that. And Juan Soto, obviously. But in the World Series, what happened? The offense really didn't show up like that outside of 1.5 games. And the year before that, and it's been the same thing, man. The strikeouts have been out of control. We've been home run or bust for a very long time now. Home run or bust for a very long time now. So, you know, me personally, man, I go. Don't get me wrong. I look at stats and I take it for what it is, but it's not everything, man. Sometimes my eyes tell me another thing. Like last year, right? Last year the Yankees had the best offense apparently, But I look at it and I'm like, my eyes are telling me something different. This year the same thing. The Yankees, look, and somebody double check this because I don't want to be wrong. The Yankees have the most home runs out of every team, I think, right? But my eyes is telling me like that ain't good because it's either home run or strikeout or nothing. And yeah, they got to get it together, man. They got to get it together. I see a lot of people calling for James Rousing's head. And I really don't think that that's going to do anything. 3 years ago, I would have been right there with them. Now I'm at the point where we've been through so many hitting coaches and different. So I don't think that's what it is. I don't think is what it is. I think maybe a good hitting coach could help. Maybe, but I don't think so, man. I think it's the Yankees organization, the philosophy in general, because they giving James Rousing what they want him to push to the players. James Rousing is literally just kind of like a translator, man. That's how I see it. Obviously, I'm not on the inside, so I don't know. But I do think that they work on things, and he probably looking at film, and he's like, "Look, man, you're chasing this or whatever it is." But I don't think that firing James Rousing is gonna wake up this offense. I'm sorry, man. We've tried that before. It didn't work. And I don't think it will work right now. So I'm not going to put it on him. These guys just flat out, they just got to hit, man. They got to do better, have better at-bats, especially in certain situations. Like, that's pretty much it, man. That really is it. Like, everybody can't be a hero. But this team, they play hero ball. You'll see them draw through 2-3 walks or whatever. Like last night, right? You got Ben Rice reaches base, and there was an error. He gets on third, and then they work 2 walks in a row. All of a sudden, they work 2 walks, and you're like, man, yes, they taking pictures. Good at bats, and then they just start swinging at the first pitch, like just trying to hit the ball out the park. It's like, look, we don't need a grand slam here. We really just need you to put the ball in play so we can score this run. But everybody wants to be a hero. That's the problem. And I'm going to be honest, man, I think the Yankees made a huge mistake not trading Jazz Chisholm. They should have traded him. I think they should have traded him. Because I don't see how you retain him. Like, Jazz is going to want some kind of deal, right? I don't think he's going to get $100 million. I don't think he's going to get $50 million. He's probably going to have to take like a 1-year deal like a Luis Ariz did or something and try to play his way back up to that status. But I don't see how the Yankees give him a qualifying offer. Like if the Yankees give him a qualifying offer there, I don't know, it's a huge mistake. Same thing with Trent Grisham. Trent Grisham, I think that he is out of here after next year, unless he takes a $5 million a year deal, type thing to come off the bench. So I don't see those guys being here next year. So it's like, why didn't they move them? I don't know. It's just what I think, man. It's just what I think, but. CT says, take it. Oh, appreciate it, man. CT, my bad. I got to you late. NJ Ambassador says, the problem with this team is losing games you're supposed to win. Championship teams win those games and steal games they're not supposed to win. I mean, yeah, that goes without saying. Man. I think this team finds ways to lose, man. Like, and even, man, I hear what you're saying, but this team, man, look, outside of even the games that they were supposed to win and they lost, that's a big problem, right? And even stealing games and stuff, this team doesn't put up runs, And I always say, right, you can't win. I don't care how good your pitching is. You can't win if you put up a donut on the scoreboard, You got to score runs. I know people say pitching wins games. And I understand that, but really, technically, scoring runs wins games. You can't win without scoring run. It's never happened, It's never happened. It's impossible to win without at least putting up one run. So I don't know. They just suck, man. It's tough to say, man. But and I think that the thing that frustrates me the most as a fan is that I truly believe that they're better than this. That there's too much talent on this team. That they should be better. But it's just I don't know, something ain't clicking. And that's where I start blaming Aaron Boone and stuff because you're the manager, man. You're supposed to make these guys work, Uh, and it's just not clicking, man. It's situational hitting is just not there. It's not there at all, man. It's really bad. So I was watching something earlier, and people were mad that these guys swing at the first pitch, and I get it. The only time I'm really mad when they swing at the first pitch is like it's when a guy just walks two people. I'm talking about Trent Grisham in particular. Yesterday, this guy just walked two batters, right? As a matter of fact, he walked like three batters, or he hit someone. I don't know what it was. He couldn't throw strikes pretty much. And you go ahead and swing at the first pitch. That's where it really bothers me, man. It really bothers me if you swing at the first pitch and this guy hasn't thrown a strike in three batters. That's when I really get frustrated. That's when I really question, like, like, what are you doing? You're playing hero ball. Like, you're just being selfish at that point. You're being selfish, trying to catch a fastball over the middle, over the plate. You know. So yeah. Like extra inning games, yeah, man, we can't win extra inning games because every time we get into extra innings, our bullpen's depleted, our bench is depleted, and at that point is literally just, and we don't play fundamental baseball. Pretty much, we don't play fundamental baseball. They're second in homers right behind the Nats. I mean, we just fell behind them because at one point, the last time I checked, we was first in home runs. I mean, but it doesn't even matter. Like, what's the point of being first in home runs if you're losing, or if that's the only runs you can score? Somebody needs to sit Jazz down and tell him you want on this team next season. We need you to gap 280. Now, man, you can't tell Jazz is Jazz, man. That's the thing too. A lot of times, a lot of these players, man, like they're gonna keep doing what got them there. Jazz to me, look, as much as I like to do because he's fun to watch at times. He has a ton of talent, but he don't have this up here, man. And that's a big problem for me. To me, he's a low IQ baseball player. And we don't need that right now. We got too much of that. The same thing with Jason Dominguez. Look, I love the guy, man. He's funny as hell. I think his personality is hilarious. He's got a ton of talent. He has a low baseball IQ. You see it time and time again. We cannot have those kind of guys there. Ali Sanchez, right? Even though we haven't seen much of him, right? Because he hasn't been up here that long. But from what I've seen, just that throw he made that game and he has a low IQ. Austin Wells too, man. To be honest, but this team, yeah, they got a lot to figure out. A lot to figure out. Check something out here. All right. Mr. Snow says, I would rather watch a team that's home run or nothing. It's way more exciting than, no, man. That's what you think, Mr. Snow. But the Yankees are home run or nothing. The problem is that a lot of times it's just nothing. Right? It's home run or bust, and it's more bust than home run. You can't hit a home run every game. The other day they had 5 home runs in a game. That's rare. Like that's not going to happen many times. That's exciting, right? But to watch a whole game where strikeout, 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 walk, hit, bases loaded, strikeout, 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 solo home run, strikeout, 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 solo home run. You get tired of that. It's like, come on, this is boring, man. To me, that's boring. I don't want to watch solo home runs all day unless you hit a ton of them. But there's a reason why it's always a solo home run because we don't have people on base. We don't have people on base. So Yeah, I disagree, man. Home run or nothing games are boring to me. It's very boring. Stephen B says Volpe equals lowest IQ for shortstops ever. I don't think so. I don't think he was a low IQ guy. I'm not gonna say he was high IQ, but Volpe was just, he's just, to me, he just makes mistakes. He's playing a position that he couldn't handle, and I don't know, man. I think sometimes too, like physically, he was limited. Like he can't catch the fastball. He can't catch up to fastballs, and it just wasn't good enough, man. I don't think it's that he had a low IQ. He didn't make low IQ plays. He just made errors. Made bad plays. Made bad plays. Yeah, I think that, look, man. The thing is, look, that home run or nothing works. Look, home run or nothing works when you're smashing it, right? When you freaking hitting the ball out the park nonstop, you can get away with that stuff, man. But you know, more often than not, you're not gonna put up that many home runs like that. Like, you have to manufacture runs. You have to score runs when you have runners in scoring position, nobody out or one out. You gotta find a way, especially if he's on third base. That run has to score. There's no reason why you should go through a game and 5 times in the game you couldn't bring a runner home from third base with less than 2 outs. That is unacceptable, man. And that's what this team does over and over and over. And that's where I get frustrated, man. Because I understand, look, this is a hard sport, right? I understand you might have a tough pitch out there one night, and he's dealing. And look, man, I get it. But when you got somebody on third base and nobody out, and you just strike out, strike out, strike out, strike out, pop up in the infield and strike out again, like, that is unacceptable when that happens too often. It happens too often with this team. It happens so often with this team that I don't know about you guys, but whenever we have runners on third or runners in scoring position with nobody out or less than 2 outs, I don't even expect them to get the runners across the plate. I don't. I don't expect them to do it. I don't think they can do it. At that point, I'm hoping for a while. I'm hoping the other team, the pitching team, messes up. That's what I'm hoping, because I don't have confidence that this team, especially if we get to certain players in that lineup, but I don't have confidence that this team can have a good situational at bat, just to get that runner across. To me, they play selfish baseball. That's what I call this selfish baseball, right? When you got a run on third base, nobody out, and you're freaking swinging for the fences, bro. Like, you're G hacking everything. That's when I'm like, look, I get it. Maybe like nobody, like, if you have like a 2-0 count, then yeah, you want to get a good swing off or something. But like, sometimes, man, these guys, it don't matter if it's 2-0, 0-2, 3-2. These guys are just freaking swinging for the fences. There's no thought of like, man, let me just try to get this ball in play. Let me play Pepper here. Let me play Pepper. And that's why I think and I don't know. I don't know if that's the philosophy of the Yankees. Maybe they're like, look, you know, we want you to take your A swing every single time. But sometimes, man, you just got to get the ball in play. The fact that people can't bunt, you can, like, who do you rely on? Like, if you needed a bunt, who are you gonna ask to bunt? You know, I feel like, look, I feel like outside of maybe like the veterans, so like Aaron Judge and um or even Luis Garcia, I don't expect him to be able to lay down a bunt. But if you haven't even hit free agency yet, right? If you still on your rookie contract and all that, you better know how to bunt. Right? You better be able to lay down a bunt. If you batting 200, if you look, let's put it there. If you batting under 225, and I'm being generous. If you batting under 225, you better be able to put down a freaking bunt. I will make it if I was born. I will put it up there. I will make it like a rule. Like, if I ask you to bunt and you can't put down a bunt, $1,000. It goes to the pot or something, man. Have some kind of challenge for these guys. You know, if you can't put down a bunt, every time you fail to put down a bunt, it's $1,000 and it goes into the jar. And whoever puts down a bunt takes the cake, right? They take the jar or something like that, man. Because it's out of control, man. We gotta look, especially with all our big boppers, all these guys down here. outside of Rodón, with all these guys outside the lineup, man, we gotta manufacture runs. You gotta learn how to steal runs. That's what the old Yankees were good, man. In the '90s, these guys they find ways to steal runs, man. And when I say steal runs, like just make something out of nothing. You know, yesterday's game, man. I don't know if Ben Rice got a hit or he got walked or something. And then there was a wild pitch, and the catcher, for some reason, he threw it into center field like an idiot. Ben Rice makes it all the way to third, right? And then the pitcher, I'm gonna bring this up again because this was like, to me, this it says a lot about this team, right? So Ben Rice is on third base, 1 out. Luis Garcia comes up to the plate. He has a hell of an at bat, right? A crazy at bat, like freaking 13 pitches. He gets walked. Then Ramos comes up to the plate, and at this point, you could tell the pitcher kind of lost control. He hits Ramos, right? This guy literally just, I think he walked Ben Rice, then walked Luis Garcia, and then hit Elliot Ramos with the pitch. And you come up to the plate, and swing at the first fucking pitch, man. You swing at the first pitch and pop it up to the third baseman. Like, dude, like, why? I don't understand why. Or who gave him the green light there? I get it that they're saying Little League, right? So I'm pretty sure that they don't have to tell, but at some, like, they don't give each other signs. They don't tell them wait for one or something. And I'm not a freaking, a champion of not swinging at the first pitch, because I do believe that sometimes the first pitch is the best pitch. I do believe that. But in that situation, when this pitcher is struggling to find the strike zone and you got bases loaded, 1 out, you can't just swing at the first pitch there, And I don't know who to blame. Like, I feel like Trent Grisham, you're a Major League Baseball player, you should know better. But then I also feel like the coaching staff, like freaking Boone, you should have relayed that to Luis Rojas, and he should have gave the sign or something. He should have gave the sign or something. Something, bro. Like, but you can't just do that, man. And that's where this team really, man, it really irks me so bad. Those things like that. Like I get it, man. Like, you can't win them all. You're not gonna always get a hit. You're not always gonna come through with the big hit. I understand that. I understand that it's tough. I understand that they might have a ton of pressure on them. I get all of that, man. And their bodies at this point of the season, they gotta be hurting. Dude, I go to work, 3 weeks in a row without a day off, and I'm beat, man. Like, I get all that. But to me, those little things like that, man, those are mental mistakes. Those are mental errors, man. That's how I see it. Those are low IQ errors, this mental errors. A lot of these guys, like I said before, are playing selfish. Like Jazz, playing selfish, just worried about the numbers, really. Everybody wants to be the hero, but not everybody could be the hero. We need support. We need a supporting cast too. We need a supporting cast. But let me see the chat, man. Donnie Clark's in the building, man. Haven't seen you in a minute, Donnie. Donnie's in the building. Let me change this real quick. Give me a second, guys. I don't like how this is working. Yeah. All right. Yeah, my man Donnie's in the building. Celia, what's up? Take this out. Swap over. Can we face the facts and realize that this team isn't good enough? I've said that. I've said this since the season started, that this team wasn't good enough. That unless they make some moves, I don't think this good enough. Even right now, look, and I'm gonna say this, right? I don't think this team is good enough to win a championship. I've been saying this since the season started, that I don't think they're good enough. But it's not 100. It's not a non-zero chance. Like, it's not 100% that they can't win. I think that, I've seen crazier things, man. If you've been watching baseball long enough, you know that a team could get hot out of nowhere. I see it even in the amateur, like even when my son goes to these tournaments and sometimes, and you have some of these teams that are just freaking, they have like freaking bomb squad, like all-star teams, man. I'm talking about this like travel baseball scene. And even then, sometimes it might be a weaker team that they just catch fire, for that 1 week in that one tournament. And they just win. They find a way to win. And the same could happen here, but that's not a position that you should be in. This is not a position that the Yankees should be in with all the money that we spend and just the organization, all the history and everything, and all the money that we spend and the talent. When you think about it, we shouldn't be thinking like, man, it's a crapshoot and we hope we win. Like we're just gonna buy a lottery ticket and hope we hit. That's how I feel like Cashman does it. Like, man, let's just buy a lottery ticket and let's hope that we hit in this playoffs. And we shouldn't be like that because the Dodgers don't operate like that. The Dodgers definitely don't operate like that. So yeah, Reaper, they coming back to September. They're not coming back to September, bro. Yeah, I know, man. You just joined, so you probably missed all that. But yeah, it's obvious they're not coming back to September. And in a way, man, I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay with that. But my thing is, man, by the time September comes, man, we could be in third place. We could be fighting for a wild card spot. So I don't know, man. But I think though that even with these guys back, right? And look, I know. Look, a lot of y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I don't feel good. Even with all of these guys back, I still think that you know yeah, we got Luis Garcia and Elliot Ramos, and those were good pickups, right? But I still feel like, man, like the offense still isn't that good to me. We'll see, man. We'll see. Especially these guys, man. I tell you this much. Even with all these guys come back, you can't keep running Trent Grisham out at leadoff. You just can't, man. He cannot be leadoff no more. So when everybody comes back healthy, this is my lineup, right? If it's a left-handed pitcher, right? If it's a left-handed pitcher, I'm a probably have like Goldschmidt or let me think. Yeah, Goldschmidt leading off. I'll go Goldschmidt, Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, Luis Garcia cleanup, um, Cody Bellinger batting fifth. Then behind him, I'll put Elliot Ramos. This is the lefty righty stuff. And then behind him, I'd say maybe I'd go with Jazz. Yep. Behind Elliot Ramos, go with Jazz. And then what's that? The sixth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth Lombard, and then Wells last. Wells last. That'll be my lineup versus righties, right? Versus lefties, it'd be different. I mean, versus a right-handed pitcher, my leadoff batter is going to be Ben Rice. It'll be Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger. And then it depends, man, if you got Big G in there or something, but probably not. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to put a right-handed bat, whether it's Big G or, I'm thinking, man, because it's going to be tough to get Big G and Luis Garcia in there and Ben Rice. But they got to figure it out. And I also say, though, going into October, Ali Sanchez isn't on my playoff roster, right? If it's me, Ali Sanchez isn't on my playoff roster. I'm going in with one full-time catcher, Austin Wells, and if I need a backup catcher, it's going to be Ben Rice. And that's just absolute, and only if it's an emergency. So Ben Rice, Austin Wells going into the playoffs, and trust me, I wish we had another option. But to me, he would be the full-time catcher. I say because I'm definitely not going with Ali Sanchez in there. We'll see how this guy Bentoncourt is, and we'll see. I don't know, man. But they got some decisions to make. They definitely do. Let me know what you guys think about that, though. About going into a playoff series with one catcher, 1.5 catchers, Austin Wells and Ben Rice. That'd be kind of crazy, right? That'd be kind of crazy. Jacob says, here's my thing. There's not many teams out there that play above 500 ball without their three best offensive guys. Got to give. I mean, yeah, but this is a different team, man, because we got so much more talent than other teams, man. You can't compare like the Yankees with other teams, because other teams, they might only have one. Like this team literally has 4 MVPs on it. All right. 4 MVPs, guys. We probably got 5 Hall of Famers on this team, maybe. So you can't really say that, man. Like this team is supposed to be this team should be able to win even without their 3 best players. And don't get it twisted, Cody Bellinger hasn't been out that long. So we're not gonna count him. He hasn't been out that long. And even before he got hurt, he wasn't doing too great. So yeah, man, it's too much money and talent. And the only reason, right? Don't get it twisted, the only reason we've been able to win and play 500 ball without Aaron Judge is because the pitching. That is the only reason, man. And when you look at the pitching, man, I don't think that outside of the Dodgers, there isn't another team that has more money invested in their pitching staff than the Yankees. You know, we're supposed to win even without our best player. You know, we're supposed to. That's how I see it. You need 2 catches. I mean, I guess, man, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't want Ali Sanchez out there like that, man. I feel like you only need another catcher just in case, right? You know, I don't know, man. It's this is the thing, Jacob, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, right? And because I'm old school, right? I remember there was a time, right, when Jorge Posada, right? Yeah, a lot, especially the playoffs, because it's not like you're playing every single day. You're gonna have a lot of off days in the playoffs. You know, in back in the day, dude, like the catcher caught every single game in the playoffs. There was no platooning a catcher and all that. It was like, this is the catcher, he starts every game, unless he gets hurt or something like that. There wasn't like, oh, we need to take him out and we need to do this and that. No, So that's why I see it as you can make it. You can make it through a playoff with one catcher and one backup catcher just out of emergency. Out of emergency. That's what I'm saying. And Ben Rice. Hmm. He said Ben hasn't called. You don't understand what I'm saying, Jacob. What I'm saying is, look, you could go through a whole playoffs and Ben Rice don't have to catch. You could go a whole playoffs and Austin Wells could catch every single pitch in a playoff. I'm talking about the playoffs, right? I'm not talking about right now in the playoffs. And that's what you do. Because I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't see, man. Look, and it's not a knock against Ali Sanchez because his average has been decent lately. How do you go into a series with him like that, man? How do you platoon between those 2 catchers? Like, I don't know, man. I'm just thinking of ideas because I'd rather have that roster spot for something else, man. Something else. But I get it though. You might need another catcher because if you need a pinch hit for Wells, and this is why the Yankees really, really, really screwed the pooch, man. They should have got a catcher, man. They really, really should have had a catcher. I don't care what they were charging. And it didn't even have to be the best catcher. Like it didn't have to be Ali Rushman or Hunter Goodman or anything. We just needed another catcher who's competent, who's competent. That's all we needed. NYYJ, man, appreciate you being a member. Jacob with the $2, man, says they don't trust Ben behind the plate. It's obvious. No, I don't think you understand what I'm saying, Jacob, man. I don't want him behind the plate. I don't want him behind the plate either at all. I'm just saying in a playoff series, you can have a catcher catch every pitch in the playoff series. That's what I'm saying. You don't really need to switch. The problem is that we got a shitty ass catcher. That's the problem. But I don't know if am I wrong? But last year, did Alejandro Kirk take any nights off? No, right? Did Will Smith of the Dodgers, did you see him sit any innings out last year in the playoffs? No. That's what I'm saying. You can go with one catcher. That's how baseball used to be back in the day, guys. back in the day, man, it wasn't there was a little platooning maybe, but it wasn't all this platoon garbage you see now. Like this shit has gone out of control. It's like you had a shortstop and he was the shortstop, whether it was a righty pitcher, a lefty pitcher, a pitcher with two heads, a pitcher with one arm. It didn't matter. The same thing with a catcher. Unless that catcher got hurt or this pitcher, like some specific pitchers, they had their catcher, like, no, he's my catcher. That catcher played every game, you know, in the playoffs, right? And the season is different, man, because it's a grind. In the playoffs, it's a whole another beast. In the playoffs, your best players need to be out there. So I get it. I'm just thinking of things, man. I don't know. Me personally, I don't. I think I don't know, but they might have to go with the Ali Sanchez, right? But I think that's crazy, man. You got to get creative at this point. Or they could still get like a Mitch Garver or somebody who just got DFA'd, I heard, something like that. Wells has no bat whatsoever. I know, but I don't think Ali Sanchez is any better. And the thing with Ali Sanchez, I don't trust him behind the plate. I just don't. I get you, but typically teams backup catcher has catching experience. Yeah, but you don't understand, Jacob. The whole point of the backup catcher is that he's not going to play, right? The backup catcher should never be even in the game, you know, unless he's good or something like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they can do it. Will they do it? I don't think so. I think that they're gonna have another catch. They're gonna go with Ali Sanchez or whatever other option comes because they're gonna have to because Austin Wells isn't good enough behind the plate. I mean, not behind the plate, in the batter's box. See, it's different. If Austin Wells was actually hitting decently, then you can do that. You can have him just play every playoff game, every inning. But you can't in this situation because he hasn't been hitting. You know, so you need a pinch hit for him, and then you need another catch in that case. So, Jacob Cashman didn't want Stevenson. He said, "You know, with Stevenson, man, he wasn't my favorite choice, but it got to the point, man. After I saw Liam Higgs go and Ali Rushman go, and we knew that Ryan Jeffers wasn't getting traded or Hunter. Once I saw that all was playing out, I was like, man, just go get Stevenson. Just go. I get it. He's not everybody's favorite, but he's an upgrade, man. A huge upgrade to me personally above Ali Sanchez. See, that's the thing. When I said that we needed to get another catcher, I didn't say we were replacing Wells, right? We replacing Ali Sanchez, and then maybe Wells becomes the backup or whatever, right? But Wells is always gonna still be there, right? Wells was always gonna be one of the two catchers on the team, but we just needed to get another catcher, you know. So yeah, that's how that worked out. Yeah, he's gravity. I think that's a legit option, man. But I don't even know what that guy's doing. Let me see. Let me go to his stats. Seattle. Oh, he's probably not even here because he got DFA'd. Yeah, he's not even on the roster right now. I get it, having the best possible lineup in the postseason is crucial, but I do feel like having Rice there will mess up his rhythm at the plate, and he's slumping already. Yeah, but you guys don't understand what I'm saying, though, man. I'm trying to explain to you guys. The whole point is that he's not gonna catch unless it's an absolute emergency. You understand what I'm saying? Unless it's an absolute freaking emergency. Austin Wells got hit in the throat and he's coming out the game, then you're gonna have to put Rice there, right? Absolute emergency. Right. And then in that case too, he will go on the IL and you'll be able to bring up another catcher to put him on the roster in the playoffs, right? So I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying, man. I'm not saying that he's gonna be catching and you know sharing time with Austin Wells behind the plate. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that Austin Wells will have to catch full time every game, and in an emergency situation, if you had to, you go to Ben Rice. But or you just keep Ali Sanchez there, and you have two catchers, two and a half catchers, and you roll with that, man. But you know, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. Cruz and Blackburn are good, I guess, man. I don't trust them dudes like that either, though. Mr. Mac, oh snap, yeah, two nights in a row, yeah. Bednar's filthy. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Look, I don't trust the bullpen that much either, man. I just don't. I think they're good, but we gonna find out, man. If they good in really, really high leverage situations, man. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. The Red Sox game is tied. Let me see. Put that up to you. Oh, you know what? Let me just put it right here. 6. Oh, no, it's not. It's 11-10. Unless they just tied it right now. Top of the 12th. My goodness, man. These are two teams that we could run into in the playoffs right now. Two teams. 11-10. That's a lot of runs. It's a lot of runs there. It's an uncler. Appreciate, man. I just figured out this whole like the rubies and all that, how that works, man. I appreciate it, man. You call me Unk, dude. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not sure how I know how to feel about that. I am Unk though at this point. I'm about to be grandpa soon. So I'm getting up there. Garver and Wells both shit. Yeah, I think I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just putting up ideas out there, man. You know. Honestly, I think the Yankees I think the Yankees are stuck. They have no choice but to go with Wells and Ali Sanchez at this point, but I just wish there was another option, you know? I really do. Yeah, that's why I said earlier that maybe the Yankees could go sign go pick him up, man. Take a chance, man, Give him a 10-day contract. I don't know how that works, man, but maybe you pick him up and figure it out. If not, you just release him. The thing, though, I would say about Mitch Garver, though, man, is that he has a lot of experience. I get it. He's not the greatest bat. He has experience, and he's played in some of the biggest and big time games, man. So he knows what it is to be in a high leverage freaking pressure cooker of a game. I don't think Wells has been there, but I don't even think Wells has as much experience like that. Ali Sanchez definitely doesn't have that kind of experience. If Wells gets injured, though, yeah, but you think a lot of ifs, though, man. If he gets injured, then you do what you got to do. You got to double switch, and then when the pitcher comes up, you pinch hit for him anyway. I mean, you do what you got to do. They like it's not unheard of, man. I'm telling you, it's not unheard of. But and you don't even have to double switch, really. You don't. If Wells was to get hurt, you just bring in somebody else to play first base, and you put Ben Rice at the catcher position. There is no double switch there. The pitcher doesn't have to hit. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know. It's an option, man. I don't think they would do it. It's because it is a little risky, though. I don't think they'll do it. I'm just trying to think of a way not to have Ali Sanchez in the playoff roster, man. Because I can't imagine a lineup, man, with Ali Sanchez in it come October. Yeah, he has a better. To me, he's a little bit better. Lately, he's been hitting better than Wells, right? Well, not even because Wells been hitting lately. It's just that I don't. My thing with Ali Sanchez, man, I don't trust him at all behind the plate, man. I don't trust him. He's not good back there. He makes dumb decisions, man. I don't trust him. You know, we saw what he did the other day or last week with extra innings throwing the ball like that, and I just don't trust him. I'm not saying I'm happy with Wells either, but if I have to choose between Ali Sanchez and Austin Wells, I'm gonna go with Austin Wells, man. Oh, Donnie Clark, man. Look, I keep hearing this George Lombard Jr. leading off thing. Can he get 10 at bats at least in the big leagues? Can we give the guy 10 at bats at least? Like, are we have we lost our freaking minds, man, Donnie? And it's the same. We the same people that was like, oh, what we did with Volpe and like, guys, this man has been in the major leagues for 2 days, 2 days, and y'all want to throw him in the leadoff. Like, don't put that pressure on him, man. Don't put it on him. I'm telling you. Let me tell you something, man. Like, and I hope I'm wrong, but he's gonna have to figure out major league pitching. You know, it's gonna be tough for him. I can, I hope I'm wrong. Look, I hope I'm wrong. But if he starts struggling, don't be surprised either. Don't be surprised. Um, my man, look, he's been in the major leagues 2 days. Let's give him some time, please, guys. Before you put him at leadoff, let's not make him think about anything extra, right? Because once you bat in leadoff, is a whole nother mindset. You know, let's not do that. He don't have to be leadoff. I disagree 100%. I disagree that he needs to be leadoff right now. You guys are bugging, in my opinion, man. That's crazy, crazy. The Martian should have been leading off over Volpe all day. The whole thing is that, look, Volpe. Look. I wanted to see Jason Dominguez lead off too last year, and even this year, man. Because I just don't. Trent Grisham leading off just doesn't do it for me. But the thing with Dominguez, man, is as much as I love the dude, like, he makes too much mistakes, man. He's he he's almost unplayable, you know. Unless he starts raking with the bat, I'm talking about raking. He's almost unplayable out there, man. He makes mistakes that just are unacceptable. Like, let's just keep it real and yeah. So the- unfortunately, we don't have a real leadoff hitter on this team. I'd love the Jazz to be a leadoff, but he swings at too many pitches, and I don't think he'll be a good leadoff hitter. Jazz Chisholm, you know. At this point, man, I treat the leadoff. I treat the leadoff spot like the Dodgers do, right? Whoever's the best hitter, just put him at leadoff, right? So he gets the most at bats. And that's why the Dodgers do it, I think, with Shohei Ohtani. That's why he bats first every time. Because they want him to get as much as bats at bats as possible. And I'm to that point with the leadoff spot. Yeah, the whole Lombard batting leadoff, man, I think man, that's a little bit of a reach, man. And look, in a week from now, let's give him at least a week, guys. Like, he's only been up here 2 days. He hasn't had 10 at bats. Now, let's say, right, during the next week, the next 7-10 games, he's killing it, man. On base percentage of 350 and better. He's getting hits. He's doing everything he needs to do. Then I'd be like, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? Let's try it. Let's put him up there for a game. See what happens. Maybe, but even then, that'd be a little too soon. But for crying out loud, man, he's had what, 6, 7 at bats so far in the big leagues or whatever it is. His last at bat, man, when he struck out to Stanek there, man, he look. I don't care what anybody. He was overpowered, right? He was overpowered, and he was like, I'm trying to choose my words carefully, right? Because I think that he can make the adjustment, but that's why I said that was the welcome to the big leagues moment for him. It was the welcome to the big leagues moment. Like, oh shit, this is the big boys now. He got sorted and everything in that at bat. So he's got to show me more. To me personally, I need to see more from him. You know, don't get me wrong. With the glove though, as far as defense go, I've seen enough. He's outstanding. You know, my man's glove, just the way he moves and everything, it's fluid. It just looks natural, like he's not even trying. You know, and yeah, defensively, man, he's already right. Already, I say he's one of the top shortstops, um, top defending shortstops in the league, if not the best. Already, right now, I will stand by that too. I've seen enough with the glove. Like sometimes you could just see somebody and be like, yeah, that boy, he got it. You know, I haven't seen that yet with the bat though. Granted, he had a good line single, a hard line drive up the middle, and the home run. I got it. That's good. But I got to see more, man. I got to see more. Oh, Boston tied it. Let me tell you something, man. Boston is freaking good. They are the Blue Jays this year, right? They're what the Blue Jays were last year, this year, with better pitching too. Way better pitching. They're good, man. That team is freaking good. Yeah, he couldn't catch up to that ball. Yeah, I think I don't know, man. Let's give the kid a break, man. Give him some time to figure it out, you know? It's bad enough that I'm sure he knows like, damn, this team is in trouble, you know? This team can't score runs. You know, I feel like he probably already feels like, man, I gotta do something because nobody else is gonna do it. You know? Um, yeah, don't put him at leadoff right now. Donnie Carl says Boston with flow, Jason. You said the same thing about the Blue Jays last year, Donnie. So I'm not gonna listen to you. You said the same thing last year about the Blue Jays. The Red Sox are smoking hot, dude. They made the Dodgers look like freaking children. They made them look like little kids, bro. They they on fire right now, man. And they're only gonna get better. They haven't even got Ali Rushman back, right? He hasn't even started playing yet. He's still on that IL. So they haven't even got Ali Rushman, and they haven't even got Garrett Crochet back. They're gonna get better, dude. That's the scary part, is that they're gonna get better. Don't get me wrong. We're supposed to get better too. The Yankees, we're gonna get better too. Hopefully, if everybody comes back, but we're gonna see. And the Rays got better too. See, this says Boston is the only team that could beat the Dodgers from the AL. You're right. That we're the only team that has beat them. They swept them. They're the only team that has beat them. You know, we'll see, man. We will see. I'm watching this game. 11-11. That's crazy. See, they score runs. That's the thing. Look, they in the 13th inning. They're going back and forth. If that was the Yankees, we would have lost by now. We would have been lost. Yeah, and Roman Anthony's out too. We would have been lost if it was the Yankees because we can't win in extra innings. At this point, we would have had no position players, no bullpen arms. We would have had nobody left, you know. And we can't score. We can't, for some reason, we can't bring that ghost runner in, you know. It's funny because you would think it's the easiest thing to do to score in extra innings. It's so easy. You start with a run on second base. All you got to do is lay down a bunt. He goes to third, and then you hit a sac fly, or you put the ball in play somewhere and score a run. It seems like it's that easy, but the Yankees can't do it, man. The Yankees can't fucking we cannot bring a runner in from third base with less than 2 outs without hitting a home run or like a big hit. We can't do it. We can't do it. We don't do sac flies. We don't do like a suicide squeezes, none of that stuff, man. That's not what the Yankees do. That is not what they do. Make sure y'all hit the like button too. I haven't even promoted that yet, but hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Yeah, do all that good stuff, man. Support the channel, man. Support the channel. I'm gonna try to come on and start streaming more. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of lost the passion for the streaming and everything. I still watch the games, every game. I'm still, that's never gonna change. I've been doing that since I was 12 years old, you know, watching or listening to the games every day. And when I was young, when I was young, I was even more into it. Where I had like I'll go to Modell's. I don't know if you guys know what Modell's is. It was like a sporting goods store, and I'd buy a scorecard book, right? The book to keep score of the game, and I would do that for every game, even if I was just listening to it on the radio. And I had books of them things, man. I had like books upon books upon books of scorecards, man, from Modell's, and that was my thing, man. That was my thing. Now I don't do that stuff, but yeah, I mean, Cruz, man, cruise control. Donnie agreed, don't believe in Sonny Gray, and they're pitching, no pitching by both teams in this game. You know what, man, Cruz? I'm not even gonna say that, man, because a lot of the shit that we saying, look, a lot of the stuff that y'all are saying, that Donnie said and you said, man, this was everybody was saying the same thing about the Blue Jays last year. Everybody was saying the same thing about the Rays this year earlier. Oh, they don't, they not gonna be able to do it. I'm like, okay, look, they still in first. At this point, man, I'd be surprised if the Yankees win this division. I'd really, really be surprised, man. I'd be an absolute this like, and I'd be so shocked, man. I don't see the team winning the East, man. I see us getting a wild card game, and let's just hope. At that point, let's just hope that we catch fire at the right time. Yeah, man. But I'll be honest. Sometimes I felt like I was putting I put so much work into the streams and everything, and I don't know, man. I was just going through some things. I guess I used to feel like, man, like it's not even worth. Like it's not even appreciated. Like you know, it's not even appreciated. Sometimes look. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like this is totally real. Like, and maybe this is me being selfish and being maybe I'm bugging or I'm in my head. But I used to feel like, man, like I used to feel like a lot of times, like you'll see anybody, like certain people, they get credibility, like they know what they're talking about just because they have some kind of connection or affiliation to a major league player or the team itself or something like that, and and sometimes that's little things like that will frustrate me. And I get it. I shouldn't be looking outside like what other people doing, but it's hard not to sometimes. And it's just a lot of stuff like that, man. I started feeling like, man, I don't even want to do this shit no more like that. And but that's my fault too, because when I started streaming and doing this Yankee stuff, man, it was never about like getting likes or views and stuff like that. It was never about that to me. It was always just because I just wanted to, I'm just a fan. Like I didn't want, like I'll watch the game and I didn't want it to end after the game. Like, I will watch like other channels and I wanted to be in the mix too. I want to speak my truth, So I ended up starting my own stuff, right? But I'm a competitive person, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's just in my nature. I'm competitive. So as I started doing it, now I feel like I want to be better than everybody, Like, and I mean, maybe that's a flaw of mine, or maybe it's not. Like, but that's just in me. Like, I'm a competitive person. Like, it's in my nature to compete. So, and it's friendly. It don't mean like I'm like enemies with anybody or want to. No, it's nothing like that. Like, we still cool, but I'm trying to win. And sometimes I don't know, man. I used to feel like sometimes, like, I'll be honest, like, man, is it worth it? Is it worth it really? The time, because you get sometimes you don't understand like the time that I put in and stuff like that. The time that I put in, you see all the graphics and all that. None of this stuff is easy, man. None of this stuff. That's why I say like people think like, oh, you make money. Like some people make money off of this. Some people get a ton of super chats and views and they make money. I don't make absolutely nothing from this stuff, man. So when I'm doing it because I want to do it. That's when I do it. If you look at everything behind me, but even though this stuff I had before I started streaming, a lot of this stuff and everything. But if I show you all the stuff I've bought, I don't know, man. I'm getting into my feelings now. Let me shut up. Let me shut up, man. Theo, man, appreciate it. Problem is, if we have to go on the road in the playoffs, we never win. That's the problem too, man. That's a huge problem, Theo. And that's why we need home field advantage. That's and I said that earlier. You wasn't here though. I was like, man, that we don't win since Boone's been the manager. I don't think we've won a series that we didn't have home field advantage. You know, I don't think we won a series, man, and that's a problem too. And that's why, look, that's why simply making it to the playoffs is not enough. We saw that. We saw that last year. Just playing that extra wild card series is a big deal. Like I still don't think that we would have beat the Blue Jays last year, but just imagine if we would have just had one more win and we would have won the division and we didn't have to play that wild card series versus Boston. Just I think maybe things would be different or maybe not. I don't know, but they gotta they man look. I get it, right? Like Jacob said earlier, and Jacob is right. Considering the fact that we have three of our best offensive players hurt and we're still playing 500 ball is a huge deal. And I appreciate the super chat too, Theo. It's a huge deal, right? Considering that we have three of our top offensive players hurt. But my thing, man, is that even with these guys hurt, there's enough talent on this team that we should still be better than that. We should still be. This offense should not be this bad, man. It shouldn't really. And a lot of that is because a lot of these players are not living up to their potential. A lot of these players on this team are. It seems like everybody's having a down year. You know, a lot of these players are not how do I say it? They're just not playing their part, man. They're not doing their part, right? Obviously, like a guy like Jazz Chisholm, right? He said he was gonna be 50-50. Whatever, dude. We don't need that. Like, we don't need you to be 50-50, but we need you to bat better than 220. We do need that. We need you to get on base more, right? We do need that. We need you to stop swinging at everything and trying to hit everything out of Yankee Stadium. Um, yeah, he's having a down year for sure. But man, I saw some good chats here. Paul says these guys, Cashman and Howe, have ruined the Yankees for me. As a fan who loves the team, their attitude to just do enough to get in the playoffs, this organization isn't serious about winning. You're right, man. Look, it's hard to argue with that. That's what I've been saying too. Like, this is the first time though, Paul, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the first time, man, with this team, the way they've been playing lately, and even when Judge comes back and everything. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be super excited, and I do think the team is gonna be better. But is it gonna be good enough still? Even with Judge, Big G, and Cody back, is it really good enough? Was it good enough last year? It's almost the same teams, with the exception of Elliot Ramos and Luis Garcia. Like that's when I start thinking to myself, like, man, even with all these guys come back, are we good enough, man? Really? Like, can we go on a run? I want to see us go on a run like the Red Sox, where it's like, man, we rolling, we are freaking rolling. 7 games in a row, 8 games in a row. We beating big time teams like the Dodgers and doing that, and we haven't done that all year. We haven't done that last year either. Uh, so this is the first time, Paul, that I feel like, man, it really is a crapshoot. Like, am I gonna say I'm not gonna go out there and say there's no chance that we're gonna win, right? Because obviously there's a chance. If we make it to the playoffs, there's a chance. But this is the first time in a long time that I felt like, yeah, it's really gonna be a crapshoot, though. Like we just gotta get in and pray to God and hope that we make it, right? And hope that somehow we find ways to win. I appreciate you, man. Uh, I do a show with you. You already had a award-winning show. You keep saying that, Donnie, but what's the show, man? You need to plug your show, link it here, because this is like the third time I've heard you say that you had an award-winning podcast, and I looked on your channel and I don't see no podcast or nothing. So link it, man. I'm not calling you a liar, but I would like, let me see something, brother. Red Sox just won. Of course they did, right? After being down in extra innings, they just won. Great. So there you have it, folks. We're officially half a game over. Yeah, half a game over the Red Sox, man. If we lose tomorrow and they win, we'll be half a game behind them. Will we? Yeah. Or we'll be a game behind. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. If we lose tomorrow and they win, we're we're officially in third place. Look at the run differentials, man. Their run differential. I remember looking at this shit like 2 months ago, and they were in the negative. And look at them now. They've really, after they swept us in that series in Fenway, man, they have completely turned their team around, man. It's the same thing that happened last year with the Blue Jays. Remember when the Blue Jays swept us last year in Toronto? And then they whole season was just, they never looked back after that series. It's the same thing that happened with the freaking this year, but with the Red Sox, man. I swear, sometimes I feel like it's deja vu. Deja vu. Yeah. Although I feel like players not living up to the potential had more to do just in the manager. I mean, it could be the manager too. At this point, look, my whole thing with Boone is, besides the fact that players are not playing like they should and stuff like that, with Boone, I'm not even, when I say that I'm ready to move on from Boone, it's not even because of that. It's because of some of the questionable stuff that he does sometimes, man. That I'm just like, come on, man. The moves he's making. And don't get me wrong, not all the time. A lot of times he makes the right move. But it seems like, man, when you really need it most, he makes the wrong move, man. And that's why. That's why. I'm not saying I'm not gonna fire Boone because Jazz Chisholm sucks, right? I'm not gonna fire Boone because Ryan McMahon can't hit. I say fire him because the Nestor Cortez instead of Tim Hill in game 1 of the World Series. Or yesterday, bringing in Paul Goldschmidt to pinch hit, which was the right move. That was the right move, bringing in Paul Goldschmidt to pinch hit for Austin Wells. But leaving Paul Goldschmidt in and taking Luis Garcia out was the bad move. That's where he ruined it, And they ended up biting us in the ass at the end because he should have been that last at bat, Instead it was Ali Sanchez. That's the reason why I say that, That's the reason. It's not because, like, I can't, and I get it why some people feel like he doesn't hold players accountable and all that might be true. But when I say that he gotta go, it's not because of that. I say he gotta go because he be making some really questionable decisions sometimes. That's what I'll say. And it's the crazy because I'm not even, I like Boone. I really do. I want him to win. Like, I think there's a lot of people, a lot of Yankee fans, right? This is gonna sound crazy, right? And I hope that you guys don't fall into this category. A lot of Yankee fans want to be right so bad, right? About Boone or whatever. They want to be right so bad that they hope that Boone never wins, right? They hope that Trent Grisham fails. They hope that, certain things like that, just because they want their take to be true, to be right. I'm the opposite, man. I'm saying, look, I'm saying that we should move on from Boone, but I hope we win with him, because if not, that means that I got to wait X amount of years for another championship, or like, I don't want to see my guy. This is my team. I want to see my team succeed. I really do. When people say, "Oh, this team will never win with Cashman and Boone," right? This is another thing I've heard a lot, and that might be true, right? That might be true, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I have those feelings too, and I have that inkling too that this team ain't gonna win with these two guys. But my God, they're not going anywhere, so we're gonna have to figure it out with them. That's what I say. We gotta please. You know, I want them to win. I really do. I want them to win. I'm like, this show is not even supposed to be about any of that. And at this point, we're just freestyling here. Bronx Bomber 44. I like Yankees pitching in a short series, but still don't trust Boone though. He gets in the way too much, changes lineups every single day. Like at last night, trapping himself in the ninth with Ali Sanchez. Yeah, I was just talking about that, man. Yeah, that's my problem with him. You know, that is my issue with Boone. And this is it's not because then people will be like, oh, you want to because for one, no, it's not one game. This is 10 years of this, man. Or not 10, 9 years or 8 years, whatever it's been. It's 8 years of the same shit, man. Over and over and over. It never ends. And nobody's perfect. Everybody's gonna make mistakes, but my goodness, man, if you keep making the same mistake over and over, something's got to give, man. You're not even learning from your mistakes. That's a problem. Rich Rivera and crew gave me awards for best show. The only Rich Rivera I know is from is it ESB? I forgot the name of their stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Do you see us falling out of the wild card entirely? It's possible, man. I don't see us falling out of the wild card entirely, but it is at this point you can't. It's not out of the realm of possibilities either. You know, it can happen, man. It can happen. We're at that, man. We're in the abyss right now. This team is in the point. We're at the point of no return. It's either wake up now or possibly fall out of the wild card. Fortunately, the American League is garbage. The American League is garbage. But don't get it twisted, man, because when some of these teams could surge out of nowhere. The Guardians seem to do it every year. Other teams seem to do it. Don't be surprised if the Mariners try to make a freaking surprise run or something. So anything can happen, man. And the whole thing, man, the Yankees shouldn't even be in that position, man. We shouldn't even be in a position like, hey, there's a possibility that we could fall out of a wild card spot. Even with all our guys hurt like that, we shouldn't be in that position. Because we have plenty of opportunities to win games. Our pitching is freaking dominant, and we just how many games, man, this year? How many games we lost? It was like, man, we were supposed to win that game. Like we were supposed to win that game and we lost it. So if we do fall out of the wild card, man, is at this point, man, I'm gonna be honest. Like, do we even deserve it? Really? I think the only reason we in there is because the rest of the American League is not good. Does this team really deserve a wild card spot right now? I don't know. That's you tell me. I appreciate you, Andrew, man. Take care. Yankees takes on the Rays or Central team third, fourth wild card. Man, let's see. The show was called the Dom and Donnie Show. I'm gonna look it up, man. I'm not saying you haven't, man. I'm not saying that you didn't have a award-winning podcast or whatever. I'm not. I don't know. All I'm saying is that you said this several times now, and I didn't see it. Stephen B. Hey, Stephen B. Man, don't delete messages, man. What was the message? Like, don't if it's not something like crazy, don't delete it. Or run up Cruz on a 6-run game. Yeah. That game the other day, man, Cruz should have came in the eighth. As soon as Luis Garcia hit that go-ahead home run, there was no reason Yarbrough should have still been in the game. He should have been out the game immediately. You know? But I don't know. He left him in the game, and then let's be real now. And then a misplay ball in center field by Trent Grisham causes that inning to start, and everything just unravels. And don't get me wrong, Travilli wasn't great himself, but I don't know. They let it get too out of control. You know, Travilli should have never been in that game that long either. It's just unfortunate, man. That game would really suck. Inspired media, watch out for the Red Sox. Their run has been great, and the victory tonight was incredible. Yeah, I got to go back and watch the highlights on that one because a 12-11. I was watching the scorebook here, and at one point I'm like, okay, the White Sox got this. It's over. And then the Boston came back, and I'm like, okay. And then Chicago White Sox took the lead again. And I'm like, okay, well, this is over. And yeah, the Red Sox, man, are they're on fire, man. And they got reinforcements coming. That's the scary part. Because everybody's like, well, we got Judge, and then I'm like, yeah, and they got Garrett Crochet coming back. They got Ali Rushman coming back. They got um, Roman Anthony coming back. They got guys coming back too, and they are playing good. They're playing like a team that with nothing to lose. And let me tell you something. Say what you want about firing a manager. Does it have an impact on a team or not? It did on this team, right? Sometimes firing a manager. Sometimes when a team, even the GM, right? The GM is playing like his job is on the line. He's operating like his job is on the line. Sometimes when a team knows, like, bro, if we don't get it together, heads are gonna roll, right? When you have consequences for stuff, shit starts happening, man. Things start happening. When you play like a team who has nothing to lose and everything to gain, things start happening. Things start happening. And that's the Red Sox right now, man. They got nothing to lose and everything to gain because they were not supposed to be in this position. Nobody had them in this position 2 months ago. Rays will win the East for my money. Yankees versus Red Sox are one of three. 3 out of 5, man. I would tell you, man, that's a scary 3 out of 5 right there, man. 3 out of 5. That's a scary one. That stuff you say might be true, but I'm still sticking with the team. That's my philosophy. I mean, did I ever say I was not sticking with the team, dude? I'm a Yankee fan through and through, man. I'm 42 years old. I've been watching this team faithfully since I started really watching it, like being obsessed with it when I was 12. But even before that, I was a fan of the Yankees, watching Don Mattingly and those guys when we didn't win, and I didn't expect them to win because they were trash, pretty much. I'm going to always be a Yankee fan. I'm going to always root for my team, even when I know that we don't have a chance. Even when I know, like, there's times, man, when you know, like, this team has no chance. But we're going to root. We're going to root for the home team, right? You know, like in 2024, down 3-0 to the Dodgers. You know, I knew deep down, man, like, this is almost impossible to pull off right now. But shit, man, was I rooting, you know? That's just how it is, guys. Don't get it twisted. I mean, that's why I tell people all the time, because people are like, oh, about the Yankee fans and stuff. Like, let me tell you something. Yankee fans are their own biggest critics, right? We criticize our team more than any other fan base or any other whatever can, you know, because that's just how we are. We expect, I don't know, there's an expectation, especially older fans, like guys, like, man, if you're my age and you witness, you know, the 90s and the early 2000s, and then there's people that are even older than me and they witness even other Yankee dynasty teams and just greatness. We know that we have an expectation that's just higher than what it is right now, you know? My expectation is, like, when people are like, well, no, that's not good enough, bro. That's not good enough. What do you mean? You know? What do you mean it's a crapshoot? It ain't no freaking crapshoot. You know? You can't think like that. Losers think like that. Losers make excuses. Let me see. I'm trying to get somebody new. Yeah, JESB for Rich. Yeah, I know Rich, man. I didn't know that he had an award show where he gave out awards, though, and shit like that, man. That's what I'm saying. JJ Jelani says CJ Abrams, Luis Ariz, and Luke Weaver should have been acquired. Yeah, me personally, now when I think about it, I probably would have took Luke, but I knew that they weren't gonna get Luke Weaver back. You gotta understand, Luke Weaver left. He left here on bad terms. Maybe we don't see it, but I read the tea leaves, man. He was not happy with the Yankees before he left, and the Yankees weren't happy with him. Whatever happened behind the scenes or whatever, they didn't even make him an offer, guys. They did not even make him an offer. You understand? They didn't even call him and try, see if he wanted to come back. None of that. So I already knew that relationship had gone sour. I knew that the Yankees weren't going to get him. I just knew it. I was hoping to get somebody else, though. At least I knew they weren't going to get him. CJ Abrams, I knew they weren't going to get him either because I knew that we had Lombard Jr. and I had a feeling that they were going to try that out. Luis Ariz, on the other hand, they should have got Luis Ariz. I don't understand how you call the Giants and you get Elliot Ramos and not figure out a way to get Ariz too in that deal. Like, he's everything. He is the definition of what this team needs, man. And they didn't do it. They didn't do it. So yeah. Uh yeah, JJ, man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I don't know, maybe you're young. I think you're young, man. But this don't even make sense, man. I'm not even gonna read it. Like, you read your own comment, man, and then really think about it if it makes sense. you know, if it makes sense to you. Because it makes absolutely no sense. Miss Chocolate says, tell it. Look at the Phillies, big turnaround. Yeah, man. Sometimes I said, man, yeah, Miss Chocolate. Sometimes you just need to shake things up a little bit. For real, you need to shake things up a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta get. I think, man. I think if the Mets would have fired Mendy earlier, if they would have fired Carlos Mendoza earlier, they probably. I mean, they suck though, but they probably would have been doing better than they are, right? Um, yeah. I get it. I don't think the Yankees are ever gonna fire Boone though. His contract is gonna have to play itself. It's gonna have to run its course, and they're just not gonna renew him. Miss Shaka's making a prediction. She said the Yankees will be a third place team by the end of this weekend. And you know what? I hope not, but we might be a third place team tomorrow. For real. We might be a third place team tomorrow. Fuck the end of this weekend. That's it, man. We one loss away and Red Sox winning one away from being in third place. You sent me a text with a doodle. What? I haven't even looked at my phone. It's over there somewhere. That sounds crazy though. My biggest thing for the Yankees is getting healthy going into. Yeah, and that was the whole purpose of the show when I started, man. The harsh reality. My whole thing is like I was thinking about this earlier. Like, even with these guys coming back, even with Stanton coming back, Judge, Rodón, Cody Bellinger, Clark Schmidt, maybe even Carlos LeGrand. Hey, who knows, right? Even with all these guys coming back, like, even with all that, are we good enough still? That's what I was thinking. Like, even with all that, are we really good enough? Like, I'm just trying to be real with myself. I'm trying to manage my expectations. Don't get me wrong. I think that with all that coming back, like, we're better, obviously, than we are now. But I don't, man, especially to like go up toe to toe against a team like the Dodgers. I don't know, man. We're gonna need a lot of freaking prayers for that one, man. To be honest, and I don't want to be a negative person, man, but you got to think about it, right? Like, have we gotten much better than we were last year? Well, I think we got a little bit better. We did, but have we really gotten much better than we were last year? Really, think about it, because essentially it's almost the same team, right? We obviously it's different, and now we got Luis Garcia, and we got Ramos, and we got um a full season of Cam Schlittler, and Garrett Cole's back, and even though all that sounds great, but look at all the guys who've regressed. We've also had Austin Wells who's regressed. We have Jazz Chisholm who's regressed. Trent Grisham who's regressed from last year. So it kind of balances everything out where I'm thinking like, man, I don't think we're much better than we were even last year. You know, I'm just trying to rationalize things in my mind. 21-year-old, my bad. Yankees never needed Scooble. The offense was the issue. Well, I give up a 22-year-old kid with big time upside. Yeah, I don't even know what the package was that they were asking for Scooble, but I think I think Scooble wanted to be a Dodger. To be honest, like I think that's the thing too. I really do believe that when teams check in on this guy, right? First of all, the Brewers are probably like, man, we would love to get this guy, but we know for sure it's a 2 month rental. The Dodgers will probably see it this way. The Dodgers probably see it as, look, yeah, it's a 2 month rental, but we're the favorites to sign this guy. So it could be a 10-year thing, right? And that's why I think the Dodgers made the move and other teams didn't. Even the Yankees probably talked to Scott Boras. So it's like, look, man, what realistically, what's the possibilities that we could sign this guy? This is our budget. What can we do? And Scott Boras probably told him no, like that's not gonna do it. He wants this much. And I think he even said like I think he said he wanted to go to the Dodgers. So fuck him. Right? Excuse my language, man. I'm trying not to curse. But that's how I feel about the whole Scooble thing. I'm not happy with that either because a lot of people say it's not about the money. It wasn't about the money, but it was kind of about the money. It really was. A little bit had to do with the money because I think if the Brewers and it's not to blame the Dodgers, right? Because the Brewers could offer him $500 million if they really wanted to, but they're not. And knowing that the Brewers knew that there was no, and the Braves too, there was no way that they were going to sign this guy after this season. So why give up top prospects, Where the Dodgers, on the other hand, they like, man, we're most likely to be the favorite to sign this guy. So why not give it up? Yeah. Yankees, the ugly truth, package included Lombard, Rice, LaGrange, and 2 pitching prospects. I mean, is that confirmed? I've heard something like that too, but is it confirmed? That's the thing. Who knows? Yeah. JJ said, I see a problem solving. Yeah, but you what you're saying, man, it makes no sense, bro. This isn't MLB the show. This is the real thing, man. You can't just, first of all those people you saying that they need a trade all have no trade clauses. So that's number one. You know, yeah. Yolo Hernandez says, I'm just mad the Yanks didn't upgrade at other positions. They lack contact, and the guys they brought in and the guys that brought it down are still here. Yeah. My thing is, I get mad with the Yankees that they're so stubborn, man. It's like, why it's so certain things. I get mad because certain things are so obvious. It don't take a guy like me who's in his house, to point out that, hey, man, Trent Grisham probably isn't the best option at leadoff, or things like that. It's like simple thing. Like it's like why are they so stubborn? They like always have to be right. It's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to try to make something that's wrong right. It's not okay to act like you're right when it's obvious that you're wrong. Sometimes you got to cut your losses, man. And that's what's been killing this team. This the last decade. The last decade, I really feel like they've been trying to force things to work when it's just not working. Like, what are you gonna? It's okay. Every team goes through this. Every player isn't gonna be, you know, freaking Bobby Witt Jr. Aaron Judge. Like they, every team has busts, right? And I'm gonna use Anthony Volpe as an example. And I hate to do this, man, but even him, like they kept trying to force that. They kept trying to force that to work when it's like, bro, it's not working. Like, come on, it's not working. It's okay. It's okay to admit you're wrong, to say, man, this was a first round draft pick and it did, I wouldn't say bust, complete bust, but it didn't turn out how we thought it was going to turn out. That's cool. It happens. Every team does. Happens to every team. Not every draft pick. I could pull up when Volpe got drafted, 2019, right? If you pull up Volpe's 2019 draft class, right? Pull up the draft class, and it's funny because I thought about this earlier because I saw Fireside Yankees talking about this. Was it Fireside? Yeah, I believe. And so I thought about it, and like, man, in that draft class, there was some good players in that draft class, but all of those were high draft picks, like C.J. Abrams that we just mentioned earlier. C.J. Abrams was like 6th overall. Bobby Witt Jr. was in that draft class. Ali Rushman was the 1st overall in 2019. Gunnar Henderson was drafted in the 2nd round. What am I doing here? And those are some really big names. But then all the other names in between that are all bust. It was not a good draft class at all. But that's some really big names. And then Anthony Volpe, he's not a complete bust. 30th overall. To me, he wasn't a complete bust. What made it worse for him, man, really, is that the Yankees kept trying to force it to work. They kept trying to force it when it clearly wasn't working out. They made it worse. And not sending him down and stuff, they made it worse for him. They didn't do that kid any favors, in my opinion. Cashman is too arrogant and not smart when it comes to decision making. I agree with you 100%. He is very arrogant. And I don't know the guy personally, so I don't know what he's like behind closed, but even just seeing his interactions with reporters and stuff and just the way he moves and the things he does is just, he's arrogant. He really is. Boone too. Boone too is very arrogant, and the gaslighting, man, let me tell you something. I don't know. I know we have other fan bases that watch my show sometimes. And they always say, man, you guys don't understand the level of gaslighting that the Yankees do, man. The gaslighting is at an all-time freaking high. Like this is Oscar-worthy stuff, man. This is acting at its finest. Like these people will lie to the fan base's face, Like you can literally watch a guy make 10 errors out there and you're like, what is happening? And they're like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about because all our analytics, all our metrics and everything that we, these hidden metrics that nobody knows, these special things say that that IKF is top 6, top 5 shortstops in the league. They were literally, I remember Boone's literally said IKF is top 3 shortstops in the league or something like that, right? I'm paraphrasing. He's one of the top shortstops in the league, and we don't know what we're talking about. And literally 2 weeks later, he wasn't the shortstop anymore. He wasn't the shortstop anymore 2 weeks later, bro. They had Peraz out there, I think it was, or somebody. I was like, bro, how 2 weeks ago you just told me this guy was the best shortstop in the league. And now he's not even short. This motherfucker's playing center field or some shit. Like, what are we doing, man? Really? Like the gaslighting, yo, man. The guy. That's why sometimes I get mad. Like Cashman pisses me off, but Boone sometimes, man, it gets to the point where I laugh. Sometimes I watch the post games and I laugh, man. It's comical. I'm like, come on, dude. Come on. Like, really, dude? Come on, man. Stop bullshitting me. Just keep it real with me. You don't have to downplay the players to keep, like the whole thing with the Ali Sanchez throw, right? When he threw that ball in extra innings and he decided to sail one into left field for God knows what reason, right? When they asked him, do you think that was the right play? And he said, yeah. I was like, okay, God, come on, man. Like, look, I'm not saying you got to say that he's a fucking idiot. Excuse my language. I'm not saying that you have to say he's an idiot for doing that, but you can say like, hey, yeah, that was the wrong play, That was not a good move, and we're gonna work on things. That's all you gotta say. But yeah. I'm going on another tantrum, guys. YOLO. Volpe needed that guy who kept him in one direction. I also blame former hitting Dylan Lawson, who implemented his swing hard mindset to the entire organization that hurt the Wells. Yeah, I don't know if it's Dylan Lawson's fault. To be honest, I didn't think he was the greatest hitting coach either, but I think that that's a Yankees thing, man, because they still doing it. They still doing it. That's a Yankees thing. I think the Yankees look. They hire, they get a coach, right? Let's say James Rosen, right? They hire him. They say, but look, look, this is what we want. They tell him, they say, this is what we think, this is what our analytics, and they get some guy with like some guy comes down from upstairs and he's like, well, we got this, sabermetrics and all this, and this is what we want you to preach. This is what we think works. And he just does what they told him because he's trying to keep a job, guys, right? That's why I think the Yankees need some change, man. We really do. And we Cashman would never allow that because Cashman has been in control for so long. He runs the Yankees. They gave Cashman the keys to the kingdom, guys. How Steinbrenner gave Cashman the keys to the kingdom, and he has total control over everything. Everything, man. I really think he controls everything. I think when they trying to come out with a new food item, a special hot dog or something, he's the one to taste testing and saying, yeah, that's good. Go. Like he controls every aspect of that team, and that's bad, in my opinion. That's how I see it anyway. That's totally bad because you gotta have guys to say no. You gotta have, you know, that's why I want them to get an old school manager, a manager that's gonna be like, no, look, we're gonna do it my way though. You know, if I come in, if I'm gonna come into this organization, we do things my way. Yeah, I don't think that they do that though. I think that it's whatever the front office says, it goes. And a part of me understands it too. Like really, because like just think about it, man. If you're, who's the first base coach? I forgot his name now, but they fired the guy last year. If they telling you like, hey, this is how we want things to go, and even if you kind of like, man, you might bring it up like, yeah, but I think like no, 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 no. Look, but the this is what our analytics are telling us. You just do what you try to keep your job too. So sometimes, man, or even like sometimes we get on guys like some of these content creators that really have real affiliations with the Yankees, and like John Boy, for instance, right? People are like, oh, why you not ask him the tough questions when he does the thing with Boone? Now, why you didn't ask him this and you giving him softball question and all this criticism? I'm like, look, I get it though too. Like he's trying to balance something that's very hard to balance because him as a fan, I can see that he wants to really ask him like the real questions and tell him like, no, that was dumb. But at the same time, man, it's a business and he don't want to ruin a relationship, man. That's really helping him out. That's why I'm not compromised though. Me, I'm giving you my honest opinion. A lot of times I'm wrong. I'll be honest with you, man. I've had bad takes. I've had many bad takes, and I've had some real good ones that were spot on. You know, but I'm always tell you how I really feel and stuff. I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm not gonna act like I'm always right. I get that. I get mad too with other dudes, man, or my other content creators. They act like like what we said. We've been saying it, and I'm like, yeah. Well, what about the stuff that you were wrong on, though? If you want to always highlight everything you were right on, let's start highlighting some of the shit you was way off on too. So that's why man, I'm just look. This is just how I feel. I could be right. I could be wrong. And a lot of this stuff is really subjective, man. A lot of this stuff is subjective. So Cashman had to leave 50% ownership of Yankees in George's will after he passed. Cashman had to have a 50% ownership. No, 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 no. I don't think you understand how the Yankees work, man. You got to understand the Yankees are like a freaking, I forgot what it's called, the Yankees Global Enterprise or whatever it is. They have a ton of minority owners. The Steinbrenner family, they own the majority though. they own the majority, but there's like, I don't know what percentage, maybe 49% or whatever, are divvied up in private shares between a whole bunch of other owners, and they're making money hand over fist. So he is responsible, and he's liable to, he got to answer. I'm not gonna say he got to answer because they don't control the decisions that Hal makes and everything. But if something ain't going right, he's got to answer to these other owners, these minority owners, and tell them like, hey, kind of like a CEO, like this is what we, like a chairman or something. Or we're gonna sign Juan Soto for 800 million, whatever it is. I don't know. If the Yankees make a change, they need to fire those jerks that run concessions, and then the dude who gets booing his sunflower seeds and the bubble gum, and move to analytics and fire. It's funny, man. No, man. Look, that's a whole nother conversation. I hope, right? I hope, I'm gonna say this, right? A lot of people are not gonna. I hope that Boone wins a World Series and Cashman this year with the Yankees. That will make me a very, very happy person. You know, whether I like them or not, because I don't. And I think that they have overstayed their welcome, both of them, especially Cashman. But they ain't going anywhere, guys. Not this year, at least. So we just gotta get behind them and hope that, man, that this team figures this shit out, because it's looking like a freaking straight mess right now. A straight mess. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, how, that's why I don't understand. People think that Hal owns the entire hundred, like the whole Yankees. No, no, he doesn't. You know, he sold a lot of that off. Well, the family. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that he is not the only owner. There's minority owners, right? They might not own a lot. Might be 2%, 5%, 10%, or whatever, and they have no say so. It's not like they can say, "Hey, I want this guy starting." Oh no, they have no say so. They're just owners, and they get paid. If the Yankees do well, they do well, and they get free box seats and the suites and whatever it is. That's it. Man, 34 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. You know what I'm gonna do right now? Let's go ahead and do the hat shuffle game, stadium hat shuffle. 1, 2, 3 in the chat if you want to vote. If not, that's cool. Let me hide this though. What is happening? My computer is acting very crazy, guys. This is weird. All right. Um, yeah. Remember, 1, 2, 3. Keep your eye on the ball, on the hat with the ball, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 3 in the chat to register your vote. Oh shit! I lost it. I think 3. I'm gonna go with 3. House some mistakes. Yeah. Which one was it? 3? I think it was 3. You put 1, 2, or 3 in the chat to register your vote. This thing's taking forever. Lou says 3. Yeah, it was 3 then. I gotta ask. I don't know what the background music. I don't know what happened to it. Oh. Yep, 3. Chat wins. Yeah. All right. Sweet baby Jesus put 5. You're funny, dude. Nixon 5. Oh man, it's hilarious, man. Hey, man, I wish I had a clip of this. I should have put it up, but what's that? Jeffrey Yon, right, from the Mets. I know this is off topic, and I usually don't talk about the Mets, but who is this guy, dude? Freaking jumping around like a freaking maniac on the mound. It's hilarious, man. I'm sorry, Mets fans. I'm gonna be honest. Like when I saw that, I was like, damn, they've really gone to the point where it's freaking banana ball. They doing banana ball just to get people in the seats at this point. Just to get people in the stadium. It's sad, man. Sad times for Mets fans. The Steinbrenner family owns 70% controlling interest. Yeah, but then okay, 70% and then 30% goes to like minority owners. I mean, yeah, whatever. I know they own the majority. I don't know how much they own or whatever, but yeah, they're not the only owners. Ace, man, my man Ace is in the building. What's good, Ace? What is goody? Goody. Yeah, guys. I mean, but look, I think so the whole purpose of the show, man, was the harsh reality. Like maybe they really aren't that good. And I think this team, I do think this team is good. All right. I think they're better than they're playing right now. Even without Judge and stuff, I think they should be playing better than this. But I don't know, man. I think that when I look at teams like the Red Sox right now and how they're playing, or even like the Rays, like the Rays are a team that they're just they're the kryptonite of the Yankees. You know, they're a team that in order to beat them, you have to play fundamental baseball, and we don't play fundamental baseball. And like they're the Yankees kryptonite. Same thing with the Red Sox, man. I feel like sometimes the team just has your number, and unfortunately, those two teams are in the AL East, and they both have our number. And that I don't think that I don't know if bringing back all these guys off the IL changes that. You know, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not sure it changes that. You know, I don't. Yeah, they doing that whole equity deal and stuff. Yeah, I was saying that Ace. I just said that like I said that like 5 times already. Like we could be in third place tomorrow. Come this time tomorrow, we could be in third place. So it's getting real now. It's getting real, folks. Let me tell you, the Yankees better get their shit together now. Like that's it. Like okay, all that playing around, everything like that whole leeway that we had, that whole cushion that we had over the Red Sox is all gone. We're literally half a game above the Red Sox now. All bets are off. It's time to start playing. For real. And they're going up against Chris Sale tomorrow. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. You know what? Let me see something real quick. I should have had this loaded. I am my apologies, guys. I am not prepared today. I really am. I failed you. I failed you. I should have had all this prepared. But hey, things happen. Things happen. Let's look at the numbers against. Let me see something real quick. Oh no, that's not what I'm doing. Why am I in the wrong game? Here, come in. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I am a hot mess. Hot mess. There we go. All right. Just my goodness, man. My apologies, man. I failed you guys, right? I pulled the boon. I pulled the boon. So this tomorrow's matchup. Let me check something real quick though. Um, okay. Is that I thought Chris Sale was pitching tomorrow, or is he Saturday? Is this right? Somebody double check because I could have sworn Sale was taking the mound tomorrow. But anyway, all right, this guy here. I mean, we look. I like our chances tomorrow versus the Yankees. Right, in 2 games, the Yankees have a 265 batting average versus this dude. 10 strikeouts. I mean, we love striking out. 4 walks, and we got a 901 OPS. So okay, the last time he faced us was in March 28th. Only pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. And these are the individual. If you look on the left is the season. The white is the season stats, and to the right of that is the stats versus the starting pitcher. So Max Fried going up against his old team, and he has good numbers versus the guys that he's actually faced before. I find it hard to believe that Matt Olson has never faced Max Fried, so something's probably wrong there. But as far as Miley, that's how you say his name. Ben Rice is 1 for 2 versus him. Let me see. Oh my God, Paul Goldschmidt is 11 for 29. So it's safe to say Paul Goldschmidt will be playing tomorrow. He's 11 for 29, batting 379 versus this pitcher. 3 home runs. Crazy. Same thing with Ryan McMahon. Wow. Let me get to the super chat though, man. Yankees for the win, my brother. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good, man. Let me tell you something about Yankees for the win before I get into the super chat. Yankees for the win, man. If you ever, he has the ultimate freaking man cave. I don't even know what to call it, but he watches the game. He has like 20 big screen TVs, a freaking full entertainment surround sound, like 30 speakers, a freaking, it looks like a major league ticker on the top. His freaking man cave is excessive. Let me tell you, like, it's out of control. But it's awesome though, man. He sent me a picture one day. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, how do you watch a game with that? It's just too much going on, man. It's too much happening at one time. But he says the Yankees suck. Okay. I said it last year. There's no consistency to this team. Injuries aside, to who takes the field every day, to what order, to what order they bat in. I said the Red Sox was a sleeper after that sweep. I know Yankees for the win is a gambling, man. So I hope you took that bet on the Red Sox, man. Because whoever put money on the Red Sox 2 months ago, it's time to cash in. It's almost time to cash in. Look, man, I agree with you, Yankees for the win. That was the whole thing about the show today. Like, I'm like, look, even with Judge coming back and all these guys coming off the IL, does it make us better? Yeah, but even then, are really like let's be real with ourselves. Are we good enough? Really? Are we even good enough then? Are we good enough to even win the AL East when these guys come back? And I don't know. I don't know if we are. And even if we are, it's probably too late at that point. So, like I said, man, we're going to find out. We're going to find out what this team is really made of. Because I think they know. They got to look in the standings and say, okay, like it's put up or shut up time now. Like, this shit is on the line, man. This has become a pennant race at this point. This is no longer dog days of summer and all. This is the pennant race. It's it's the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. What are you gonna do? Now it's time to step it up. I hope they do, man. But I appreciate you, man. Yankees for the win, man. Thank you. They were 15. Yeah. That's crazy, right? Just like a month and a half ago, they were like 15 and a half games behind us. That's why it's Ace, man. I don't think he was here begin. It's almost, this is deja vu. The only thing different is that last year was with the Blue Jays. We got swept 4 games in a row from the Blue Jays, and then they just took off. Same thing this year with the Red Sox, though. We got swept by the Red Sox, and they just took off from there, and caught up to us. It's the same thing. Sale and Cole on Saturday, Fried is tomorrow night. Yeah, man. Look, I'll tell you what, like going up against Atlanta's a tough team. They're very tough. But we got our 3 best pitchers going up against them. We got Fried, Cole on Saturday, and Killer Cam on Sunday. I like our chances, man. Like, there's no reason. I get it, they're a tough team, but there's no reason we don't take the series. We got to get this one, guys. We got to get the series. We have to. If we could somehow sweep, even better, man. Even better. But if the Yankees lose this series, I don't know, man. Like it's gonna change the outlook. I think I start going into the mode like, man, like we might not even make it to playoffs if we keep playing like this. Lou says we beat other good NL teams all month. I got faith. I'm with you there, brother, man. I liked our chances considering that we got a top three guy. But look, let's be real though. The pitching hasn't really been an issue, especially starting pitching. The starting pitch has been almost like the only reason why we're even in the position we're in now is because of starting pitching and the bullpen too. The starting pitching has been really good though, man. So it's not that like we got to start hitting and we got to start hitting fast, man. Now we got to start hitting. So I don't know. I'm interested to see how Boone does this tomorrow. Right? Does Luis Garcia play? I feel like he has to play, right? Let me see something. Right, man. Yeah, he has to play. But you see, this is a tough one. This is why I say is really tough because you look at this guy. It's a right-handed pitcher, right? So you would think, Booney Platooni, Luis Garcia is going to play for sure because it's a right-handed pitcher. He's a lefty batter. But now when you look at the stats versus this pitcher, Paul Goldschmidt is 11 for 29 versus this guy with 3 home runs, batting 379 versus him. So is he like a reverse split guy? Maybe I don't know, man. So I don't know. What do you guys do? Like, let me know in the chat. Do you put Luis Garcia in there or Paul Goldschmidt to start? Are you starting with Luis Garcia or Paul Goldschmidt? Because I would assume only one of them is going to play. Is going to start tomorrow. There's no way you can get him, Paul Goldschmidt, and Ben Rice all in the same lineup. LOL Mets says lame show. Garbino. LOL Mets, man. Uh, I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. Don't delete him though. Who deleted him? Don't delete his stuff, man. He's a sucker though, for real. Yeah, don't delete it, Ace, man. You can leave his shit, man. I don't care. He's a troll, man. Let him do what he does. Let him feed the algorithm. Still not good. Olsen was an A, and then on a team with yeah. It's crazy that he don't have any at bats versus him though. Because let me see. I think Max Fried didn't face his team last year. He had the blister injury, if I'm not mistaken. Max Fried had the blisters, so that he couldn't start after the All-Star break when we faced the Braves. So yeah, probably yeah. He probably never batted against them. Benching Goldie, he needs some time off. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that too. I'm benching Goldie, but man, those numbers versus that pitcher, how do you ignore that, man? I ignore that. It's all good, dude. The trolls, man. Hey, it's all good. I don't even care no more, man, about that shit. Yeah, he had the blister injury. That's why he didn't pitch versus the Braves last year. That was the first game. He was supposed to pitch that first series after the All-Star break, I think. I don't know. I can't remember really. Um, I know Boone would start Grisham lead off. What was Grisham's stats versus him? Trent Grisham is 0 for 6 versus this dude with 2 strikeouts. That's funny. Yeah, you're right. He'll be lead off. At this point, man, I'm just like, look, just go with even Ramos, right? Just put freaking Elliot Ramos. Let's give him a shot up there. Or if not, just put Ben Rice lead off. All right, just go Benny. I would go I don't know, Benny, Ram. I don't know. I would do something, man, but it just can't be Grisham anymore. Not at leadoff. Not at leadoff. For sure. How long we been on though? Oh, it's been 2 hours already. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out of here. Make sure subscribe, do all that good stuff, man. Um, yeah, it's been a drag. The Yankee team has really been a drag lately. With the Red Sox surging like they doing, it's not looking too great, man. But I still believe in this team. I'm gonna hold on to a little bit of faith, even though it ain't looking too great right now. But let's see what happens. Let's take it one day at a time, I guess. One day at a time. But anyway, folks, man, that's gonna do it for me. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Awesome. Again, hit the like. Let me get one more, man. Got one more super chat before I go. Best bet is to take the National League to win the World Series. 160, any team to win. I know you got to explain that to me. Best bet is to take the National League to win the World Series. That's minus 160, any team to win. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you can they actually have a bet on who's going to win the National League or American League. So you could just pick National League. Any team in the National League is going to win. And the odds are minus 160. I see what you're saying. That don't sound too bad, man. I'm going to have to start getting into my gambling bag. I'm going to have to I just don't understand it too much. I used to do like FanDuel and all that stuff, but yeah, I'm not a good gambler. I'll be honest. I am not good at that stuff, but it's interesting. Yeah, any National League team minus 160. That's like a guaranteed win right there, man. That's a guaranteed win. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, man, I appreciate the Yankees for the win. Thank you so much, dude. You're my guy. You always been looking out, always supporting. Same thing for all you guys, man. You're always supporting and looking out for me, man. I appreciate it. That's going to do it for me, guys. I'm going to get some sleep. It's 9:37 where I'm at. So it's even later over there. So get some sleep. Tomorrow's Friday. Big series. This is probably one of the biggest series in a while because we're facing the Braves and we got to win or mess around and fall into third place. So let's do that. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed one. I love you guys, man. Thanks again. Always. You guys are awesome. Peace. Yeah, that didn't work out. Let's try this again.
Believe it or not, one time for the papers, two times for the capers, three times for the haters, and never faded so majors. I just pulled up in the coupe, I just be dumb and I'll shoot. I just don't need to recoup. B.I.G. give me the loot, now give me the loot. Believe it or not, go and do it plenty. Never sewn up like I'm Kung Fu Kenny. Microphone check and they gon' flow Henny. Gotta keep it moving, but they all want plenty. Gotta keep it moving, but I told her all the time. And she wanna just flex, we can do it like a 9 million rhyme silly. Gotta keep it going to the top, but I take it to the top like this. Believe it or not. Breaking the fractions, doing the math, slice them in half. Oh, they be doing it dope, but I laugh. Keeping them moving, I'm stacking my stash. Paper got paper, it's money. Laughing is funny, you